profiles versus pages. So the reason why I'm going to be talking about this is because more often than not, I still get questions about, well, what's the difference between a page and a profile? And so I thought that just in case anybody on here didn't understand the difference, it was important for me to go through this. So when you log into Facebook, whether it's on your mobile or on desktop, the first thing you're going to see is your profile. And I just want to mention, if anybody has questions, please go ahead and put them in the chat, and I will answer them at the end. I have left some time for that. So your profile looks at this. You know it's your profile because this is where you end up when you first log into your Facebook account. You'll see your name is in the top left. You'll see these newsfeed, messenger, etc. on the left as well. And when you create a post, it will have your image right here. To get to your page, there's a little arrow button at the top right, and you click on that, and there's a few different options, but one of them says Manage Page. And so that's what you click on to get to your page. You'll also see it available in a couple of other places, including on the right-hand side and on the left-hand side under your shortcuts, which can be edited by clicking See More. Your profile does not allow for advertising. All advertising where you do your paid ads is done from your page. So if you see other people that have ads on your profile, it simply means that they were created from their page. So I want to make sure that that's clear as well. And then the other part about profiles, which is super, super important, is to only post really about your personal life, not about business. My rule is 90-10, 90% business, 90% personal, 10% business. And if you look, you'll see that really no other industry really talks about their business unless it's relevant to their friends on their profile. And so I think that the same thing goes for real estate. There's a couple of examples where that 10% is made up, and I'll show you what those are shortly. But I really recommend keeping your profile to personal because people want to know who you are, whether they're your current clients, prospective, or whatever. Just making sure that you're being yourself on your profile and not trying to sell is definitely the way to go. So here's your page. Again, you access your page by clicking on the arrow button on the top right. You'll also know that it's your page because it will say your page name on the top left. It will show your page image on the left as well. And down here you can see people can like, follow, and share your page as well. Your page is also known as a business page. And this again is where your advertising capabilities are originated. And 100% of what you put on your page should be about your business. This is where it lives and nothing else. No personal information should be on here. It's just to provide value to your customers now and your future customers that you'll gain. So let's talk about what you should post on your personal profile. Again, it should be 90% personal, 10% professional. And the one thing that I really think is important when you post on your profile is you should imagine having an offline conversation when you post. So making statements or not like trying to interact with your friends is really not what you would do offline. So I always imagine when I post something, how would it sound if I said it to somebody face to face in an offline conversation? Here's a quick example. So I posted about my house and I said that it was built by a C-level at Microsoft back in the 80s. And he wanted to have a natural looking backyard that blended in with nature, and hence the green walled pool. So disgusting. I absolutely hate it. So I asked a question, how about you? How do you feel about this pool? And I can guarantee if I had all of you on this call to respond, you would think that it was, just really dirty as well. I lived in Florida for 14 years, and all the pools that I saw were bright, crystal clear blue. And so to see this in my backyard, it just makes me queasy. But anyway, so it really got a lot of response. I got 39 comments, and it's just because I could have this conversation. I could imagine myself having this conversation offline. The other thing about personal profiles is you want to go onto other people's personal profiles. So you want to engage with others. If I didn't have people doing that on my posts, I wouldn't have these 39 comments. So don't just like something, because people won't really notice that. But what people will notice is that you are having an actual conversation with them. You are speaking back to them, you are interacting with them, and that's what's valuable. So always remember, check out what your other friends are doing on Facebook and engage with them where it makes sense. Be authentic. Don't just say something for the fact that you want to get your name in front of them. The other thing that I recommend is checking in with people privately, especially right now, because people want to be talking to other people, right? We're all kind of trapped in our house, especially in California and New York. This is going into our 8th week now, so 2 months. So using your messenger, whether you have the app on your phone or you access it on your profile, checking in with people allows you to have one-on-one conversations that are really valuable, and you can learn a lot from people, and just keeping in touch, it just makes a lot of sense to utilize that as well. Another thing that you definitely want to do is utilize your stories on your profile. Facebook has made them very prominent. You'll notice on your Facebook app that they're top of your screen, and they're very, very visual. And so utilizing those stories, you will actually get more people to look at that than your posts on your profile. I often will see hundreds of people that see my story, but I'll only get a couple of reactions to my post, and it's exactly the same content. So utilizing your stories is super, super important. Again, keep it personal. Don't be talking about, anything to do with your business unless it makes sense. So utilize your stories. And then the last thing that I wanted to say about your personal profile is stay neutral as best you can. Remember, everything you post can be screen captured. And right now, there's a lot of discussions around COVID-19. There's a lot of discussions around politics. And I learned the hard way that posting anything like that just never ends up positive. It never ends up with a good experience. And so staying neutral, not getting into those types of conversations, whether it's on your own profile or somebody else's, is really the best bet. So staying neutral. So here's a pro tip that I wanted to share with you, and I have several of these during this training session. But this goes back to me talking about private conversations. And one of the things that I always make sure that I do is when I get a new friend request, I message them immediately. And the reason for that is because you want to make that connection with them straight away. You don't just want to accept it and then leave, because if somebody came up to you, again, offline conversations, somebody came up to you, shook your hand and said, "Hi, how are you?" You shook their hand and then walked away. That would be kind of rude, right? And so I reach out to my new friend requests and I ask them a question. For example, I said, "Hi, Kelly, looks like we have a lot of connections in common. What brought you my way?" And so now we're learning something about them. We want to engage with them, we want to interact with them, and we want to learn something from them. Well, in this case, Kelly did not respond, and all I got was crickets. So not a good experience, and I'm not really sure why she friend requested me, other than the fact that she's a realtor and she lives in California. While Susie, I asked the exact same question, "What brought you my way?" And within an hour, she responded, and I just learned all of this information from you. And we carried on a conversation. I didn't include all of it, but you can see we interacted with each other and I learned more about her. So pro tip, when you get a new friend request or you send a friend request, make sure that you interact with them so that you're not just walking away. So let's talk about what to post on your page. Again, it should be 100% professional. I've never seen a realtor post anything personal on there, so it makes sense. Of course, you want to post your listings, pending, sold, reduced, opens. Those ones are a given. But posting about your community, especially right now, is super, super valuable to your followers on your page. You want to help your local community as much as you can. Just in a regular day you do. But today, I think it's super important to put out valuable information about anything and everything that can help local businesses continue to thrive during this time. So one example of a new platform that's been launched, or is at least launching very soon, is Explore My Town. And this was created by a couple of agents that live in Michigan. And they wanted to make sure that they could help realtors all across the US to make those connections not only with these businesses, but also with their community. And this example here is a perfect example on what you can still do today without leaving your house. And that's interviewing businesses that will provide you with information through a Zoom call. So you can interview businesses. Normally, you go to their place of business, you can ask them questions, you can find out what specials they have, etc. But you can still do that through Zoom calls, and it's super engaging, and actually it's more engaging than just posting something that has no video, and really just become that digital mayor in your community. So I would highly recommend reaching out to them and learning more about exploremytown.com. You can also create events on your Facebook page for your virtual open houses. There is a place on your page where you can, it should be on the sidebar, and it will say events. And you can create an event, and then when people click on it to say that they're going, they will get a reminder that this is happening at the time and date. These are things that you can actually cross-promote to your personal profile, and if you have a group, which everybody should, to your profile. If you cross-promote it there, you will then have it in front of all of your connections on your profile. So this is one of those 10% examples that I recommend, as is creating live videos for your virtual open houses. Now, if it's safe to go, of course, then I would recommend doing this. If otherwise, wearing a mask, etc., whatever is the requirement in your area. Cross-promoting that to your personal profile and group as well. So here's some page do's and don'ts. Do encourage engagement. I'll say this over and over again because it's so important. We've learned this at Realtor.com. We actually changed our entire strategy from just putting out content to putting out content that is engaging. And we went way past the reach and engagement of our posts, even from Zillow, which was our main competitor, of course, and it was all because we encouraged engagement. So asking questions, but remember, if you ask a question and somebody responds, you must respond back to them. Some don'ts about your page is making statements. So a closed-ended sentence, not really inviting people to interact with you. I wouldn't do that. Unless it's really difficult to make some kind of question, then you would have to. Don't use paragraphs either. Using paragraphs, literally nobody's going to read it. But I would say like less than 1% of your followers are going to read something that has more than one sentence. Facebook actually recommends creating posts with only one sentence under 120 characters. So I don't know if any of you use Twitter, but they allow 280 characters. So this is so much less than even Twitter. So when you make a post on your page, short and sweet, to the point, and engaging. And then finally, don't always drive traffic off of Facebook. And the reason for that is Facebook doesn't like that unless you put money behind it. Because like you, once they get traffic to their site, they don't want people to leave. So another example of what not to do with regards to driving traffic is this pro tip: don't post YouTube videos on your page. Everybody does it, but from my connections at Facebook, and I still talk to them on a monthly basis, if you post YouTube videos, it will not be shown to barely anybody. And the reason for that is because YouTube is Facebook's direct competitor. So you wouldn't want to put your direct competitor's videos on your site, so why would they? So if you're going to create videos, you're going to want to upload it directly to Facebook and have it live there and not through a YouTube video link. So here's some examples of page posts. The first example here is utilizing listings in an engaging way. So this client of mine, he has these 2 listings. He's actually a broker. And he asked the question, which of these 2 beautiful homes under 500,000 would you choose, A or B? And then giving the differences between the 2. And then underneath, you've got more info for each, can be found at A and B. You don't even have to add that if you don't want to, but I find that it makes sense in this case. So great way to engage with your followers through your listings instead of just posting your listing. The other example is this one, which is very relevant today, which asks the question, would you buy a house without seeing it in person? Yes, no, or maybe. It got tons of responses. And again, I utilized one of his listings, and it's just another way to engage with your audience through your Facebook posts. And I will be more than happy to share these templates with you. If you'd like to utilize them, you would just switch out the image and information with your own listings. I believe Christine is going to provide this PowerPoint to everybody afterwards. Here's a couple more examples of page posts not using your listings, but still staying relevant to the industry. This one always does really well. How old were you when you bought your first house? So this one organically got in front of 700 people. And in fact, they only have about 1,000 people that follow their page. So it was really well shown to everybody because it had so many engagements on it. The more engagements you get, the more people are going to see it. Another example is if you could have a vacation home, where would it be? 415 people saw it, 37 engagements, and 8 comments. And then finally, if you are a broker, I always recommend finding fun ways or visual ways to promote your agents. And this is a great example. This is called a carousel ad, and it goes on through each of these top producing agents. And each image actually can be clicked on and taken to their about page on their website. So super easy way to promote your agents in a engaging way. So all of these things that I've shown you so far, I used Canva. And I'm pretty sure quite a few of you have heard of Canva before, but I'm going to say that this is something that we used at Realtor.com. And the content that we created through this just did so well because of what I'm about to show you. If you don't have Canva, these links are clickable when you get this PowerPoint. And you can go to Canva and sign up. They do have a free version, and their paid version is super, super cheap. I can do everything that I'm showing you through a free account. So you don't have to pay for it at all. It's available on iPhone and Android and desktop. And down below here, I've also got a link where you can get free premium credits as well. I don't get anything except free premium credits too, but I already have a premium account, so it doesn't matter. But I wanted to give you that valuable link so that if you wanted to use some of their premium features, you can. So the reason why I wanted to include this is because you want to create eye-catching content on your pages. And to do so, you need video. And people kind of cringe when you think about creating videos because you think it takes forever to do and you don't want your face on there and things like that. But this allows you to do it quickly and not include your face. So me, I don't like including my face in videos very much. I have to get over it. But if you're anything like me, you'd prefer not to. So I'm going to show you just how easy it is to create these eye-catching video posts in under 30 seconds. So on the left-hand side, you'll see there's tons of different templates already available to you. So I'm going to choose one, and it pulls it directly into here when you click on it. You then can upload your own images, and just by dragging it over, you've got your own image in there. It's already made into the right shape. You can change the information at the bottom here and put a call to action up here or whatever you want, change the font size, drag it, and you're done. So that was 30 seconds. As you can see, and I'm just going to rewind this a little bit here, but as you can see in this video, there is movement happening. And just this little bit of movement that's happening on this template will grab people's attention instead of just having a static image. I didn't even have to put those in there, it was already there. So it's a great way to increase your reach and increase your engagement just by creating this simple visual and using one of their templates. So here's a couple more examples that I created in a very short period of time. It gave me this template, and I just changed out the text. I put a blue overlay with one of the properties underneath and added a little bit of movement to it. And instead of just having a boring static image, you now have something that will grab people's attention. Another example here is you're asking a relevant question around, if you could upgrade one of your rooms in your house, which would it be? And sorry, I'll just go back there, and you can see here, it's just got a little bit of movement, but it will definitely grab people's attention. So Canva also allows you to resize automatically to different social platform sizes. The one on the left here is for Facebook, and then the one on the right is for your stories. Again, I just created it once, clicked a button, and it resized it for me. Super, super easy. And again, these templates can be available for you if you just ask. So another tool that I use is Later.com. And Later.com is available desktop, iPhone, and Android, but it allows you to schedule content for a later date for both Facebook and Instagram. But this is one of the very few platforms that Facebook and Instagram has allowed you to use to post stories. So it's really powerful to be able to schedule your stories ahead of time and forget about it. And so this is something that I've been using for quite some time, and it's really great, super, super easy to use, and it's free. So here's a quick example of how you can create a story in a very short period of time. Of course, I've been doing this for a while, so it's probably going to take you a little longer. However, you can do this in under probably 10 minutes. And once it's scheduled, it's scheduled. So let me just quickly show you how this works. So you upload a media, you choose the media that you want, you drag it over to the date that you want it to be posted, you change the time that you would like it to be posted, and you save it. Done. That's it. Now, when that time comes, you're going to get a notification on your phone that says this story needs to be posted. So one of the things that Facebook and Instagram doesn't allow anybody to do is automatically post it directly to their platform. So you're going to get a reminder on your phone when the time comes to post it, and it's basically you open the app, you click post, and you're done. So it's really great for making sure that you're utilizing stories every day, which I highly recommend, both on Facebook and on Instagram. So another must-have tool that I use every day is called Wave.video. It's only available on desktop, but this platform allows you to resize to fit 30 or more social formats, including Facebook, Instagram posts, ads, and stories. It's so powerful, it's ridiculous. And again, it does it all automatically for you. You can create posts for each of those in a group, and it creates all the different files for you. It's so great. And it allows you to create really, really stunning videos that you can utilize for your listings. So this is a 3-step process. You upload your footage into Wave Video. You can add text overlays. You can also add music, your logo, contact information, etc. And then you click post. And as you can see here, the reach, the clicks, and the engagement is so high compared to a static image. And I'm just going to play this really quickly. This is a story that I created for a real estate photographer in Atlanta. Super easy, under 15 seconds for this story, and really grabbed your attention.